Allergies. This goes for anywhere that you move or things that you're going to do. Be aware of how the temperatures or the allergies may affect you. South Carolina has a lot of pollen during certain seasons, and when you're trying to adjust to these things, you're probably dependent on how bad your allergies are where you are currently. Maybe they help. Maybe you need assistance. Like I take allergy pills most of the year, so be aware of allergies. That's something to know before you move here. Uh, Another thing you need to be aware of is vehicle tax. When you move here and you bring your vehicle into the state, meaning you change your driver's license and such, that you're going to get taxed for bringing your vehicle into the state, they call it. So you'll pay a fee for that. You can find a calculator, a vehicle tax calculator online for South Carolina. And then each year you'll be taxed, you'll pay a vehicle tax. And you can also check that and see how much that is. A lot of our other taxes are very reasonable. So to pay a tax on your vehicle, depending on the type of vehicle you have, um, isn't too horrible. Um, so check that out. You have real estate taxes. Um, Now, when I say real estate taxes, what happens is they consider primary and secondary, is what they call it. So if you, in the home you live, would be what they consider a primary. Now, if you have an additional house and that one you rent out, that's what they consider a secondary house. Or maybe it's a lake home or something for some people. So if you have a second house, it's called secondary, and your taxes on that house is like tripled. So that's something to be aware of. So I know when I was moving down here, I didn't intend to move as soon as I did, but because of that secondary versus primary house rule, I moved because the taxes were so much higher. So be aware of those two things, when you're making your plans to come to South Carolina. All right, gardening challenges. The soil here in South Carolina is in most places like you would expect it to be, right? You go to the beach, there's sand. Um, there's a lot of sand here. There's some clay, there's some dirt, depends on the part of the state that you're in, or even, the part of the county that you're in. So where we are, this section of the county that I'm um, in Lexington County, we have a lot of sand. So my ground is mostly sand. So when we garden, um, so this would be coming up our fourth year of trying to do some gardening. The first couple we just did like tomato plants in pots or little boxes and stuff, gardening boxes, and they did fairly well. But that's because they had dirt. Um, Last year, last couple of years, we tried to branch out and do some rows and add some soil, but and then it's just it's challenging. So be aware. My neighbor Jan is amazing. That guy can grow tomatoes like he's got a green thumb up there. He's got the same soil I have, and but he's got more gardening boxes and he checks pH and stuff. So it's really cool. The cool thing is your gardening season is a lot longer, so you actually can have these plants bloom multiple times, and so that's kind of neat. And so it's kind of cool since the weather's so nice for so long. It's something that you get into. You can have herbs. You can grow herbs. You can do all these different things, tomatoes and stuff. So try it out and see what you think about it. Waffle House. All right. So Waffle Houses in the South are everywhere. So just be aware. I'm from the north, so we had Waffle Houses, but they weren't like as plentiful as they are down here. I had never been to one because I don't like waffles very well. Um, I know they're the same, roughly the same as pancakes, but they're not. They taste different, the texture and stuff to me. But Waffle Houses have more than waffles. I know. I didn't know that. So And then Trevor Lawrence, a football player, he's a big Waffle House fan. But I had went to the Waffle House after I learned that they had more than waffles. I know that sounds crazy, but we never had one near us, so I never had the chance to go to one. So I went to one. They're really good. They cook in front of you. Um, I thought they were clean. The people were nice, and they're smaller. And yeah, I thought they were pretty neat. So I enjoyed the food. The prices are fair. So Waffle House, that's something else you should know. Sunshine, lots of it. You're going to really appreciate the if you're somebody who likes the sun. If you get, you know, if you're older or you get skin cancers and things like that, keep that in mind and dress accordingly, right? It's all about doing the things that you need to do as we get older, or any point in our life. We need to do what you need to do to protect yourself. So use your skin, your sun, your lotions and things, long sleeves, hats, gloves, those things. So my miss, she gets skin poisoning, skin cancers and stuff. So she goes uh, quarterly to the dermatologist and gets looked over. But she also wears the long sleeves and does the lotions and stuff when she's going outside, the sunscreens and things. So beware of that. But the weather is just, our average temperatures, the amount of sunshine. Even in our winters, we still get sunshine. So just, know that you're going to have sunshine. It does get hot in the summer, but South Carolina, right? That's why you're moving here. So enjoy it. Sunshine. All right. Coming from the north, and I had grew up living with my grandma for several years, and so she taught me a lot of manners like the old ways. But Southern manners are different. They are just, I think they're so neat. Like people say, Mr. Tom, or um, Miss Janie, or whatever, all these kind of things, and they are just so polite, so nice, true Southerners. Now, there is a lot of out of towners and things, but um, yeah, the true Southerners, the Southern charm and stuff is true. It is so neat. Just um, I just appreciate the manners and seeing people and things. It's really nice, really refreshing to see those kind of manners still out there today. All right, tourist, out of towners. So depending on the part of South Carolina that you're going to come to, if you move to Myrtle Beach, expect to have a ton of tourists. So tourists, are going to go to all the restaurants, and they're going to be on the road and all the other things that tourists do. So keep that in mind. But typically those are sectional, in like in Myrtle Beach, there's going to be a few blocks where it's popular for tourism and things. So the locals usually have their own hot spots that they go to and things they do. Um, and then out of towners. And when I say out of towners, these are the people that are moving, like me, from out of state, moving to the state. Um, because of the amenities or the weather or whatever it is about the state that are bringing you there. Could be your job or other people, family, and things. So we came here because of family in town and the weather, and we absolutely love it. So even like our area, during certain times of day, our roads and certain roads can become congested. So just be patient, be respectful of others and understand that everybody's fighting the same battles. And that, now that, with COVID and the work and people being able to work from home, that you're going to see more out of towners and things relocating. We've been seeing a lot of people moving from certain states to South Carolina. And it's because South Carolina is awesome. Absolutely love it. So, but those are things to consider. If you were somebody who had, whether it's bad allergies or something, or you didn't like, the sun, and you didn't think there's a lot of sun. Um, there's a couple months, July or whatever is our hottest month down here, and some people, like to be overly dramatic about how hot it is. But when you're in the South and it's really hot during the daytime, you learn to do yourself a favor. You do your yard work and your chores in the morning or the evenings when the sun's not at its worst. Don't go out and cause yourself a heat stroke or something. Just be smart. Drink your water. Put your cap on. Protect yourself from the sun. Um, yeah, just expect. Tourists, out of towners, sun, allergies, um, everything. It's a great state. Reach out. Be happy to help. Give you some tips and wisdom on what we've experienced, and go South Carolina.